we treat sex like something that should have been talked about.
Yes, true.
Forgetting it's a natural human feeling. It's like feeling hungry. And when you find someone who is expressive about something, people try to ignore.
Yeah.
You know, most times they want to shut the person down.
Like I will always say that sex is a graceful dance. You use all your body, your finger, your tongue, your head, your face, everywhere. And you make it an amazing dance. Do you know what it means to have an orgasm? I will tell you, there's this misconception that girls who talk about sex, they had lots of sex.
Hi, I've heard so many crazy things when it comes to sex. Did you know that it is believed that if a lady has saggy boobs, it's because she's had so many sexual partners? Well, it's also believed that when a guy wakes up with, being wet, it's because he has spiritual husband or spiritual wife. I can actually go on and on with things I've heard, but it's not about me today. I have two amazing personalities that will actually dive in, dig in, and tell me things that they've heard, and of course, correct his impressions. My name is Alexis Ukpabia. This is Chat and Banter. Welcome once again, and thank you for joining. All right, I have with me Divine James, who she talks so many sexual things. That's what I actually brought her here. She's a sex therapist, sex information minister, anything sex. You have Divine. Divine, how are you doing?
Anything sex this way.
That's why she's here. Thank you for coming. Another person to do justice to this is Aproko Doctor. You know him. He is Nonso Egemba, right? I got that correctly.
Yeah,
AKA Aproko Doctor. It's the person that tells you, sorry, Sister Amaka, don't go and shave today. All of those videos. He's the one. Oh. Now you know, yes. So thank you. Yes. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, from the top of your head, what's the most sexual misconception that you've heard or you've heard before? Let's start from you.
One, I've heard about masturbation, that if you masturbate, you are not sexually connected with your partner, which is absolutely wrong.
Really?
That if you masturbate, you have some spiritual connection.
So we're marrying person.
Yeah, so I don't know where they got all that from, but masturbation has nothing to do with whether you're sexually connected with your partner or your partner is not able to satisfy you or self-love something. Okay? There's nothing like that. Even in the midst of, in the act, like I always say that sex is a graceful dance. Even in the act where you are dancing gracefully.
Okay, you got it.
Dancing gracefully. You find out that it takes two bodies. And in that act, it's masturbation. Your partner allows you to play with yourself, touch yourself, harass you. Yeah.
Okay.
Your partner is there and you're doing all that. So are you going to say that the man is not satisfying you sexually? Of course not. So that misconception of if you masturbate, your partner is not satisfying you sexually, you're deriving sex from satisfaction from somewhere else and all that. No, it's a graceful dance. You use all your body, your finger, your tongue, your head, your feet, everywhere. And you make it an amazing dance. So why would someone say masturbation is wrong, that if you masturbate, your partner is not satisfying you? As a matter of fact, there's a time that the man does not have that energy.
You have to use yourself to watch
you and play with yourself.
30 plus.
What is it?
30 plus, thank you.
30 plus.
You guys lost me. What's 30 plus? So if you're not 30, you can't get it.
So there's this banter where they say 30 plus people usually have back pain and knee pain. And the men are always tired. So, just sit back, do your thing, let me watch you.
No, yeah, there are times like that that your partner just wants to watch you.
Do your thing. All right. How about you? What's the thing that you can actually, from the top of your head, sexual misconceptions that you've heard?
The top of my head?
Yeah.
Wet dreams, spiritual wife, masturbation will make your penis smaller.
Yes, I've heard that one.
You can tell a woman's sexual partners or how long she has been having sex.
From what?
By how well her boobs stand.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that one too. So
there are quite a couple of these.
I've heard. Is it true that when the ladies, because I heard somebody one time they say, oh, your boob not the shape, would they knock you for back?
So doggy style can allow your butt to grow. Things like that. There are quite a number of. There are quite a lot of, and I don't know who started it. The problem
so
is,
you're saying
I know
there's no at atom of truth in like the butt bone. There's no atom of.
There's no.
What could actually make a woman's butt be bigger than because some
genetics.
Exactly.
For instance, genes, hormones,
you can also
gaining
exercise.
weight.
Yeah.
Exercising for me would tone your butt. It will make it bigger.
Okay, that's correct.
Yeah, it would tone your butt. It will make it firmer, stronger, but it will make it bigger.
So you're saying that there's no difference between when a person start having sex and because they say stuff like, oh, somebody say, oh, you're having sexual glows. You just had sex last night. Is there anything like sexual glow? Yes. You're on the wrong way. You understand? Is there things like that? You understand? You understand? Like, is there anything like a sexual glow? Like, oh, you just had sex. You're glowing. Is there something like that?
I wouldn't call it glow. I would just say, if you've had good sex, there's this air of satisfaction you walk around with.
Oh, it's not like it's an internal thing that comes from the...
You're just happy with the sex you have.
So you know what it means to have an orgasm? I'm just asking.
Okay, so wait, when you have an orgasm, it's not like it's your organs that are happy. It's just you being happy. So it's not like it's an inbuilt internal, something that you can see from the inside because you touched the right spot.
No, there's this feel good feelings that comes natural. I mean, it's
Endorphins.
factory fitted. It's there. You are not looking for it. When you have fantastic orgasm. Have you seen the movie Mask by Jim Carrey?
No.
When he puts on that mask, maybe
and then it changes.
Which of you have seen it?
No.
That's how it feels. And then especially when the man touches your clitoris. You know the clitoris alone has over 5,000 nerves. And imagine that you touch that tiny little nerve and all your body begins to vibrate
like a vibrator.
Vibrator the level.
Generator. Tiger gem.
All the worship going neighbor side. You see why Divine is here. So talking about sexual things that I've actually heard. A friend of mine said her boo was cheating because apparently she was away from him for a very long time. And it's believed that if a man has been away from a woman for a very long time, once you have sex, you're supposed to come quickly. Is that sexual misconception or is true?
There's some truth to it.
Oh, okay.
Relatively correct.
Yeah. So there is some truth to it. For someone who does not battle with premature ejaculation, if you've not had sex for a very long time, it's almost like being hungry. I equate those two feelings together. So if you're hungry
you eat more
and I serve you food, whether the food is sweet or not,
you just consume it.
most times you just consume it. You really don't care. But when you've had your fill, that's when you tend to pick at the food. Try to take your time. I don't like these onions in it and all that. It's almost the same thing with sex. So if you've not had sex, especially for a guy, for a long time, the nerves at the glands of your penis are, just waiting for something.
Okay.
And the moment it happens, in most cases, it's harder to control yourself. And so they just go fast and it's quick.
So for this person that didn't come on time, so apparently he wasn't sex starved.
There are people who have learned self-control.
Oh, okay.
There are people who masturbate before sex.
Okay.
There is also that. So you can't. It is not a proof
that he cheated.
It could be a pointer that he has ejaculated before then. Especially depending on how long. If you say, apart. For example, we've been apart for 6 months. And for 6 months, you've not masturbated, you've not... I expect you to last 20 seconds at the max.
Okay.
There are departments that the lady will just use her nails and run through. Who can be there's this line, I don't know what they call it. Prostrate, that line in between your human thing that connects you to the scrotum. Once you touch it, I mean, just use your. You see the way I'm doing my hand like this?
Yes.
Just use your hand, run it like this.
It's all over.
The man is there.
But there are people who are not comfortable with that.
Who it doesn't work for, right?
Yeah, people have different
things that turn them on.
Exactly. It's one thing does not work for everybody. Different strokes, different.
But that department is very sensitive, just like how the clitoris is for the woman. There is a way that you would touch it with your finger, you lick it. you bounce on the balls.
Wow.
Eh? It's just so small like this.
You must come.
Especially when he has not had sex
For a very long time.
And then he likes your body. You never remove, but I made to the balls and kind like this.
Alright, let's talk about there's another belief or another thing I've actually heard. I read up these things. I read them. I don't know this. I read them.
Who's telling you?
I did my research. So I also heard that a lady's is tighter, or they think, oh, this pussy is tighter because she never to knock so many guys. So can you say genetically it's a thing that, because some people can actually do 5 dicks all straight and it's still intact, because some people just do, and then do you get what I'm saying? That some people feel that a lady's...
The person who said that, how did he measure it? How did he measure it?
So there's nothing as some people's being tighter than the other people.
But there is.
Yeah, so that's one. There's still different sizes. The same way you have different sizes of penises, the same way you have different sizes of vaginas.
Oh, okay.
Now, but you should also understand that when a lady gets aroused, her vagina elongates and widens to accommodate the penis. If she's adequately aroused, it assumes, okay, something's about to come in. And so it widens and it gets longer. But some women have also learned the skill of strengthening the muscles around the vagina.
Okay.
Yes, it's called Kegel's exercise.
And I heard it's actually sweeter when you do that.
It is.
When it's tighter, when you do that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll take it.
When you hold the vagina muscles together, you grip the hand, the penis, and it's done by professionals, just like giving a man a deep throat. But not everybody can give a deep throat.
Yeah, which is why after birth, many men tend to complain that it looks like their wife's vagina has become loose. It's not necessarily the vagina itself. It's the muscles around it that are now lax because the baby has already passed through it.
Okay.
But if those women can learn this Kegel exercises, strengthen it. I just liken it to, imagine you're peeing and you want to stop pee.
Oh, okay.
So you just hold the muscles, Don't move, just hold.
Are you learning?
Hold, release. Repeat that over time and
it's
before
mixing.
you know what's happening. It doesn't make it.
As you're seated here now, I'm doing it.
I'm done with you. I'm totally done with you. So, okay, another belief that I heard, that I researched, it is said that ladies with bigger boobs, that's like their area of concentration. Like, once you touch a lady around her boobs, that's women with big boobs. That, that's the place you can actually touch, and they're like,
Is it true for you?
It depends on what your erogenal zones are. Different strokes, different folks.
So it's not necessarily
it's
that
not
because the boobs are big.
No, it's not.
Please can you come to me?
Yeah.
Is it the same for you? Because
No.
yours is big.
You can't compare you can't say my boobs.
Okay,
are
let's say you now. If they touch you like this.
No, you don't. I don't.
It looks like she's lying.
I'm not lying. I'm still a virgin. Yeah. So these are the things that I actually heard. So yeah, could there be a thing as it's often said that people moved from the era of big dicks can't do it. So it's now a era of people with big dicks are lazy people. They feel like So they feel like if he's big, he leans more on the weight of the dick than doing the dance, the glorious dance, than somebody who has. They just feel like people with bigger dicks are lazy. It's like a thing.
What I've heard is guys with bigger dicks, they are better off.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree to that. But this part you're saying now, I've never heard about it.
I also don't want to
person
speak
just
for.
naturally lazy.
Yeah, I also don't want to speak for women, but I read a research that says that women actually prefer people with average size penises.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Because I feel like men with bigger dicks just rely on the dick.
You know
Do you
what?
get?
You don't occupy space. You
cannot do the glorious dance. Do you get? Yeah, graceful dance.
You cannot move. You can't move your body like a snake.
Yeah.
But the thing is just there. Or you take it like this. You are moving down there. You move like this. You go. You follow. But an average dick, hey, you can jump on it, bounce on it, walk it.
Be careful though, because the penis can fracture.
Wow.
No, when you are properly wet.
It can still fracture.
You can see fracture.
Yes.
Let's
Part
talk
of
about
the pain.
Part of the pain in the emergency room.
So another misconception I've heard that that it's sweeter when you have sex on your period. Okay.
Please don't capture this.
People say the period can also add to lubrication.
Yes.
Some other people claim to be hornier when you're on your
you're on
period.
yes.
Because of the increased wetness. I don't know exactly why. But it's still the same thing. Different folks, different strokes. Whatever floats your bubble. Just ensure that, it's your partner. You guys have ensured there's some level of safety. You can't go having period sex with anybody.
Because that's a big risk.
Very big risk.
Some ladies enjoy it, but I cannot do it. Maybe when I have a partner whose brain is way above my own, I can.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, because I'm very naughty, so he has to be naughtier than me
for you to convince you to want to do that.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but some ladies enjoy it. But as a matter of fact, if you are seeing your menses and you wash, you find out that sometimes you see this atom of wetness in between, mixed with your menses. Yes. So
it works.
And me, immediately I finish my period, I get really, really horny, and so I'm sure.
It's that process.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on to them saying, "Oh, don't let a skinny girl catch you. The skinny girls are more, more in bed." You're like, "Oh, it's that one girl I think if she catches you." So is that a thing or it's a misconception based on the body weight and all of that stuff?
You just feel they can move better.
So do you believe that chubbier girls don't move as much as skinny girls will?
Skinny girls are no respect, so.
So you don't know.
I really don't know.
Skinny girls are lighter to lift for some guys.
Okay.
And for the smart ones, they can sustain cowgirl for a long time. But for the lazy ones, no way. Same applies to big girls who have that energy. They can last. When you say a woman is really good in bed, is how far she can go with cowgirl and reverse cowgirl, other than the missionary and dog style where nobody is exhausting any form of energy.
Or just lying down like a plank.
Just lying down. But the cowgirl determines how energetic you are, how you can move, how you can slow wine and all that. So for this belief, yes, because big girls have a lot of flesh, like that one now. You're dating this guy now that's carrying this boom mic now, old guy. You cannot leave the girl up, and you prefer a slimmer.
You really don't know his ability, so.
No, I still look that girl. So I came up, he's staring at her back.
Okay, so let's talk about. It's said that another misconception that it is sweeter when a lady moans loudly to sex. Is that a thing?
Yes.
You must give ringtone. That ringtone is important.
Let's look at the demand.
Yes, because sex is not just penetrative sex is not just the penis going in and out. There's more to it.
Okay.
Sometimes it could be the expression on your face that gives you motivation to continue.
Okay.
It could be, it's verbal. It has to be verbal also. Because if it's verbal, it makes me know that I'm doing the right thing. So continue listening you're doing. So yes, it's sweeter because there's more communication. Moaning can be a form of communication. Yeah. You could moan in a certain way and it signifies that there's pain.
Okay.
You get, and for someone who pays attention, which is actually what some people should do, pay attention. You're able to interpret those moans. Not every time asking, am I doing it right? Sometimes it's important to ask. But if you keep asking and asking and asking, tired, sometimes it just takes the fun out of everything.
Okay. Even when it's a fake one, please bring it out.
A fake what?
Fake mom.
Just bring it out. Let him come quick. Make them come quick.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about that. Money makes guys come quick.
It does. Don't argue. Just say yes.
Wow. Okay. Let's have okay.
We're still repeating the same thing.
I said it.
It gets some form of.
So it's different from
tell the difference between the real and the fake one.
Some can tell.
Can you tell?
Those ones are for kiss.
Which one is for kiss?
For clitoris, I mean they have done marathon 360 degree
For them to know.
For them to know. You are a
No,
pro.
I spent 8 years of my life reading human beings.
Okay.
So
You are a pro. Academically, and there are some who are pros. Randomly. In all, I have a straight pro. They know for that you must be a pro.
For you to know the real one and the real one.
I said the guy just do now. They do now. No, but sometimes like because you fake it, you don't love the person. Sometimes you're tired, and because you want to just go out of the way to make your partner come, just give him the fake tone. Let him just be happy. And in your mind, like, I know. I'm tired.
Okay. So I was actually in a converse or in a meeting with my friends, and they were like saying stuff like, "Oh, you can actually tell the size of a guy's dick from his thumb."
false.
It's not true.
Not
Why are
true.
you looking at his thumb?
Same thing as shoe size. False.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
False. Can't tell. However, if a guy is really tall,
It's
there are
just like
chances.
That his dick is tall.
It's just
Because
like
of his
saying
body
you
size.
can tell the size of a woman's vagina via
Her mouth.
the size of her mouth.
For it.
People say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did not research down.
I didn't see it in the research. Okay, so it's also said, I don't know if it's a misconception, but it's also said that the texture of a woman's mouth is the same with that of the vagina. Is that true?
The vagina and the mouth have the same epithelium, cover.
Wall.
Yes,
Okay.
wall. And is, let me not bore you guys with the details, but basically, vagina and the mouth made from the same material. So
Yeah.
you could feel the
Same.
same. Yeah.
So that's why sometimes if you give a man a blowjob, he can come. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. But some, iron monkey, they won't come. So that's it.
Oh my God. Sorry, I don't want to. How long have you been doing this for? Because it looks like, see, if you follow her on
What was the
social
question?
media.
How long has she been having sex?
I said this thing. I didn't say sex because she
Please.
looks like.
Let there be clarity.
How long have you been? Can you
How long have you been talking sex or having sex?
talking sex? Yeah.
Okay. So 4 years today.
Oh, okay.
So I was managing a radio station, and of course, as a manager, you have to come up with different programs and all that.
So just not about sex.
My studio manager, one day I walked into the studio, Tush, you go talk sex well. I said, what do you mean? So you know how to talk sex well. I said, so let's have a show on, let's talk about sex. I said, okay, me, I like to try things out. And of course, I know I'm very naughty. My mouth, there's no zip there. So we started, I started reading up, started researching, and I will tell you, there's this misconception that girls who talk about sex, they had lots of sex.
But how do you talk about it if you don't have experience?
Well, I'm not.
You can't exactly
a
pick up
virgin
what
like you.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so most times, because I'm a presenter, I always relate my real life experience to this. That way, you connect easily with your audience. They understand you. So it's not like you're coming to act like you haven't done this before. I have done it before. This is how it feels. So you will understand that I have done it before. So people come up with this misconception that girls who talk sex, they are wayward, they've had a lot of sex, and
They are naughty.
it can surprise you that the girl who talks sex haven't had sex for 2 years. The girl who talks sex doesn't even have a boyfriend. The girl
So
who
is
talks
that
sex
so
is
is
not
that
in
is that a
relationship.
misconception or a truth? Because it said that people who talk about sex too much, that basically they don't even know how to even have sex. Like if a guy says, if I catch you, I'm going to finish it, like that one, like if you want close, but I don't come. People say that.
So generally, especially in this side of the world, we treat sex like something that should have been talked about.
Yes, true.
Forgetting it's a natural human feeling. It's like feeling hungry. And when you find someone who is expressive about something, people try
Don't want
to
to talk
ignore.
about, yeah.
Most times they want to shut the person down or just create certain
Ideas.
about that person. Women from the South are very promiscuous. Women, and
Fiber men like sex.
exactly. But it may just be that these people are just more expressive about it
Yes.
than other people. It doesn't mean that the people who are quiet. I know some quiet people who are
They are very
actually
dangerous. They are dangerous.
Thank you,
Yes.
jealous. So whether you talk or not, I am just happy that right now our generation, or and the ones who are coming after, have stopped treating sex like a taboo.
Yeah, like it's a holy ground.
Yes. The only thing that should now be associated with it is some form of sexual responsibility.
Yes.
True.
So yes, talk about it, but be responsible.
with
Yeah.
it. Nice, well said. Thank you very much, guys, for coming to do this with me. Maybe we'll actually have a part 2. What do you think? Because actually, so many research. I can do so many research. I can research these things.
Lots to talk about.
Yeah,
that.
there are.
It's actually out there. A lot of women are suffering. Like it is believed that the men need sex more than the women. And
True.
it's also it's not true.
No, I've heard of it. I've heard of that. I've heard of it.
Okay, I thought you are saying it's correct. Like I asked you that you know biology. I mean, I don't understand.
But do you also agree that sometimes the level, not sometimes, that there's some difference within the libido of both sexes?
Yes, which is actually caused by something, childbirth, medication, other things that can cause a woman's libido to drop.
Okay.
But that does not mean that.
Libido in men also drop.
Yeah, there are factors behind that.
When Sapaholon, for instance.
You said that when a man is broke, I'm monitor. So if your own stand when you are broke, you need to live right. To be honest,
That's a misconception.
No. Why you be
That's a
broke?
misconception.
I mean, what do you mean?
See, guys, we need to actually go at this point because if we leave these two, they are going to go on and on. Thank you guys for coming to do this with me. We'll actually have a part 2 if they agree to do
Alright, guys,
this.
it's come to the end of this episode of Sexual Misconceptions. I had so much fun doing this with you guys. I can't believe you guys have done this and brought out the rest of this conversation. Thank you. This is such a chat and banter. My name remains Alexis Ukpabia. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, be a part of this YouTube channel. And of course, down in the comment section, let us know your sexual misconceptions that you've heard. Mind-blowing ones, let us know. I'm actually here, alright? But see you on the next one from all of us right here. It's a bye for now.
It's a bye for now.
Thank you.